So I learned a lot from my experience from burnout, from leaving my old job and everything. It's things that kind of surprised me, to be honest. The old version of me didn't understand, and now that I've had this time to reflect, I kind of have a new definition for discipline. I used to think that discipline meant working harder than you normally would. You need to keep pushing, you need to keep going, you have to give it your all. And I did that for several months, really, telling myself that same old story. Well, this is what discipline is. You have to just keep showing up. You have to keep pushing harder. You have to give it your all. And in a way, yeah, this was pride related. I was branch manager, so I felt like I had to step in. I had to take on all these roles. I had to work a lot harder than everyone else, not just to keep the flow going, but I don't know, to prove something to myself, to others there. So I had to be the one who put that example in a way. Keep pushing, keep working harder, don't complain, just give it your all constantly. Just figure it out as you go along. And all that really did was it compounded over time. It just kept building up on itself. The pressure, the exhaustion, it became overwhelming. So it was mainly coming home without any energy, mentally completely drained. It felt like I had nothing else to give, especially to those I cared for. So one thing I did notice was burnout wasn't something that just happened. It was something that was compounded over time. It was just pressure upon pressure upon pressure. And one long day turned into long weeks, turned into a long month, turned into several months of just running on empty. My mind, my body, they just could not keep up with the story I kept telling myself. So that's when I realized, there's something has to change. This isn't discipline, this is overriding myself. I kept building this excuse, kind of this story in my head, telling me, this is part of just life. But another part of me was also telling me, this can't be right. This isn't healthy. Something eventually has to give. What I tried to do was force habits on me, thinking these routines, this forced structure would eventually fix that burnout instead of focusing on the burnout itself and eliminating it, really. So instead, what I was doing, I was just adding more on it, putting a lot more pressure on an already overloaded schedule. So it was around this time that I looked up the definition for discipline. And it's interesting because that discipline, and I've got my notes right here, discipline is usually defined as the practice of training yourself to follow a certain way of living in order to reach a goal. This was fascinating to me because I wasn't really training myself towards a healthy way of living. I was training myself to ignore my health, and that was just it was off. And when I realized that, change started to happen, mainly in my mindset, in the way that I saw things. And instead of forcing things, instead of pushing myself to get to the outcome, the lifestyle that I wanted, I started to think I need to slow down. I need to start reflecting. I need to start seeing my life and thinking where I'm going to go one step at a time, day by day. So that actually made me realize that this wasn't really discipline. This was just control without care for my own well-being. If you're going through something similar, feeling this pressure, having that discipline that we call it, kind of destroy our health, our mental well-being, our relationships, it's probably time to start rethinking the definition of discipline for yourself. So really what burnout taught me about discipline isn't about pushing harder. It's about listening to yourself a bit sooner. Now, this means slowing down. In my case, it was slowing down considerably. So to me, discipline now looks a lot quieter than it used to be. It's a lot more creating moments of calm. It's a lot more reflection instead of reaction. It's choosing my health even when it feels unproductive or uncomfortable. And that makes more sense when you feel it than actually just thinking about it. But because I had those moments where I slowed down intentionally to reflect, to rest, more importantly, to rest. And it felt like I wasn't being productive enough. Weirdly enough, I was trying to be more productive by slowing down, which felt off in a way. But after doing this for a bit now, again, I've realized this is what discipline is. Intentionally slowing down, calming down, listening to yourself is discipline. It means resting, taking it day by day, step by step. Discipline isn't ignoring what your mind and your body's trying to tell you. It's listening to that and actually making the changes to better yourself. So right now I'm trying to rebuild that relationship with myself. That's the main thing why I'm doing Reboot 30, why I'm trying to grow. I am taking it day by day, one step at a time, a lot of reflecting, a lot of just calming down, taking it step by step, and really coming back to reality in a way without beating myself up, because we tend to do that a lot. So I'm trying to redefine what discipline really means, something that's actually sustainable, not something performative, not something impressive, something real in me. And that's what I'm trying to share with all of you through this channel. I mean, if it helps, fantastic. Sometimes we get this advice because I've seen a lot of videos out there about this specific topic, but it's unfortunately sometimes we have to live through tough situations for it to actually click in our minds. This is what change actually is. And I think I'm in that moment. I'm trying to progress little by little, slowly, calmly, intentionally. And so yes, progress feels a lot quieter now, but it also feels more honest with myself, with everyone around me. It feels a lot more relaxed, which is kind of the point. Getting away from that burnout of feeling stress and tension all the time to being more relaxed, being more in the moment, being more present. If you're struggling with discipline right now, I don't think that means that you're just lazy or unmotivated. I think you might just be exhausted. I was there, so I kind of understand that feeling a lot better now. And what we really need is to just slow down, take it one step at a time. And really, I'm still learning as I go along. I'm still doing my own personal research. I'm still trying to listen to my mind, my body, and realigning myself in that way. So anything that I do discover, anything that I learn, what works, what doesn't, of course, I'm going to share with all of you on here. Thank you so much for stopping by, for listening. If you made it this far in the video, you have no idea how much I really appreciate it. So thank you so very much. I will see you in the next one.